So if I was the FBI and I was looking to see if there were more satanic Nazis involved in all this child abuse, I might start with this dude. This dude right now goes by Lucien Greaves. He's the founder of the Satanic Temple. And I have fought with this idiot for years. He started attacking me when I published my book on Amazon, and it has gone on from there. And I bring this up because this was an article that was published in The Guardian, a UK newspaper. And I find it interesting that none of this ever hit the US news. It took someone sending me an article from the UK to expose this. From my experience, this is the kind of shit that Doug promotes with his Satanic Temple, with all of his minions. And this is why I think this dude needs to be investigated. But not just for that. I've been after this dude for a long time. For the murder of Lori King, which I believe he and his group were involved with. Because they came out and said they murdered him. Murdered her. They bragged. This Amber Volatin bragged about murdering Lori King. And Doug knows. I mean, it isn't like I haven't already called the police on him. I've also gotten a hold of the Department of Justice, and I've also gotten a hold of the FBI. He needs to be investigated. This Doug Mesner, Lucien Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. Especially considering, in light of that Guardian article, he's already in the schools. And not only is he in the schools, but he gets his minions to attack victims, such as myself. And then this is the kind of conversations the dude gets into. You can put your privates in a baby's mouth and not cause any neurological damage. And like I said, I have fought with this idiot for years online. That's why I'm pretty sure this is him. He's trying to discredit me, as well as discrediting the stuff that I was talking about with my local sheriff, who actually protected him. This is my sheriff, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. And he's the one who I was sending all of the death threats to when I got into Erlin. Because when I left Algona, after they got that protection order out on me in Kent, Washington, where every single video listed in that video had absolutely nothing to do with the petitioners, nothing to do with the petitioners, but only and solely dealt with Doug Mesner. And they were actually telling me, I was getting emails when I got to Algona that they were already waiting for me in Algona. This dude got all of those emails because I forwarded them, and he actually brought me into his office to have an hour-and-a-half recorded conversation where he asked me about Doug Mesner. It was at that time that I also told him, you could get the protection order on Kent, Washington, give him my name and read it, and you'll see that I talked about Doug in court then, too. But Doug is right. After they tried to kill me with that gas station explosion, this is the first part of the report. It says there was one explosion. There's nothing about the death threats that I had been receiving over and over and over the whole time. There's nothing about the deputy sheriff Donovan that worked for Neil at the time, who they were using to go after me to take away my dogs. He committed suicide a week and a half before the gas station explosion. And there were people across the street from the gas station in my sister's parking lot the Saturday before the Monday that gas station blew up. And we were in a COVID lockdown. There had been nothing open all day. This is the second part of that police report. It's interesting because it says that there were 2 men in there, and there were, but they got out almost completely unscathed. Considering this is what was left after the second explosion, to think that there were 2 men in this building and they survived almost unscathed in this explosion, forget about the Immaculate Conception. This is a way bigger miracle. But there's a problem with that police report. Because you see, the day that it happened, happening in small town Iowa, in a town of less than 500 people, our local news came and did a video for the news. And funny, after talking to Neil Gross, they reported there were 2 explosions. So how is now there only 1 on the police report, but the day that it happened, they talked to the news dude? And I know that Neil Gross talked to the news, because as you can see, I also got interviewed by the news crew. And so who was able to blow up a gas station to try and kill my sister and I and be able to get Neil to lie about it? I think it's the group protecting this idiot. This is also Doug Mesner at the late Westboro minister's late mother's grave. And he is trying to make her gay in the afterlife. And considering what he's doing in this picture, it might have worked, because it sure enough would make me straight. What I figure is that they found out about this dude's meth operation. Him and his family members, who are also part of the county attorney's office. They have a meth operation going on. And so I bet that Doug and his group found out about that and have this dude by the fucking balls, because I have shown him to be a liar over and over and over. And so if the FBI is looking for people who are capable of this, they only need to look into this dude and his satanic temple. But while you're at it, make sure that you look at this dude, because this dude protects people who commit crimes against children. But that's what people who produce meth do. And Neil knows that I am making videos like this because every video I do, I send to him, like I always have. And that's this video.